Okay, welcome to the Stampscapes lab. We have pieces number 3 and 4 of the 4 pieces that were created in the most recent live stream. And what I've done here is I've added the quote to these two right here. This one is done on a photo print of clouds, okay? And this one here was stamped on the vintage style of pre-printed paper. I like the quotes up here. I don't know. I think they finish the pieces really nicely. And I have mounted them on a piece of white cardstock and then double mounted it on the metallic cardstocks. This one's on the gold and this one is on the silver. I happen to think those look really nice with those kind of real reflective frames when we're talking about kind of a minimalist kind of approach to these pieces. Now, I mean, I use those metallics even on pieces that I've finished off quite a bit with a lot of different colors or something like that. But it's especially effective, I find, when it's kind of a minimalist approach to the process of creating this type of thing right here. I mean, I could just leave this as is. I'm going to add a little bit more color to it, but on this one right here, I removed some of the white pastel pencil that I added to it. I thought, that doesn't match too well. I can see some of it on there, and I kind of like that minimal little white on there, but when I don't have like a white moon or sun or something like that to kind of ground the white highlights in here, it looked kind of funny. So I just removed it and just rubbed it right off. It's a pastel, so it just came right off. But that being said, I thought I would add in a little bit of just a tweak of some extra color in here. And I thought, about going with some greens in here. Maybe I should go with red or something like that. I don't know. I could also do something of that sort. But I want to, like I said, I want to keep this kind of minimal. I'm not sure if the red would look right in here, but let's try a little tinge of some green. This is just a warm yellow-green here, and I'm using it very, very lightly. Okay, so just to get a little tinge of some of that color. It's not supposed to be this like green carpeted floor in here, but let's say it's sometime in the spring and you get a little bit of dashes of green here and there. I mean, it could be a whole carpet, and a really good rainy season or something like that. So when it gets around to the springtime, you do get a lot of color out there and growth. But I think that looks good like that. You see that kind of a little bit of a glowing kind of warmth in there, and I think that's all that really needed in there. I mean, you can do more things in there if you want to. I can add in some little wildflowers or something like that. Okay, now when I start talking about some of these things, it's okay. Suggestions like you could do, but it's like, I gotta see it. So let's put in like some little white wildflowers in here. Now, like I said, some of that white up there was a little bit too much, but I don't know. I think it would match the quote up here a little bit more. It says, "New beauty meets us at every step in our wanderings." John Muir quote. So let's put some of this in here. Let's put in some little, blooming kind of, little wildflowers or something like that. I think that would be kind of nice. It is really nice walking in a desert landscape, a bloom. It's really can be quite spectacular, and I don't know, just such a huge contrast from midsummer or something like that in the same location. Okay, I'm gonna keep these little highlights mostly in the illuminated areas. Some areas around here are kind of dark on the sides, but so those little sparkly bits like that, I think that kind of wakens up the... Sorry about my camera seems to be... I think it's because this foil is reflecting so much light. The exposure keeps kind of flip-flopping around. But anyways, there you have it like that. Okay. Now, for my last but not least piece right here. Okay, so I have some blue tones in here right underneath the crest of the waves. I added that in with my alcohol pens, or pen. I don't remember how many I used. But I thought I would go with a little bit more of it. So here's this little bit of a greenish tinge. I need a little bit more, like maybe something like this. And I just want to kind of warm this up. This is supposed to be kind of like my version of like the Sea of Cortez or something like that, the Baja Peninsula. You know, it's desert landscape around there with the Pacific Ocean. So, really beautiful imagery from that area that I've seen over the years. Oh my God, you know, if I was only in Baja and kayaked. Okay, so I'm just kind of warming up some of this area in here. I'm not filling in the whole thing. That would be way too much, but I do want to kind of give this a little bit more of a more of a warmth in here. Like so. Here's a lighter green. Now, when you go over your colors that you laid down already, whatever color you've laid down is very surface oriented, so you can take your blender pen and really blend it around, or if you add too much of a given color, you can go with your blender pen or just a lighter version and go right over it, and it kind of just, you know, it removes it or it blends it out. You know, whatever you've applied, if you want to manipulate it a little bit more. So you can see that little greenish tinge in there. Maybe that's the theme of this Stampscapes lab. Here's the, you know, additions of green. I think it gives it a, you know, kind of a nice, pleasant look to it. Yeah, that pen's... Some of my alcohol pens are finally going a little bit dry on me. Okay, this one's a little bit bright and dark. It's not too bad. I guess that's what I'm going for right there. So I'm putting this just right under the crest of those waves. A little bit of shadow by the kayaker. Like that. See that little tinge? That's a little bit too bright over there. Let me knock it down a little bit with this green here. See, it comes right off. Or it blends it out. It's like whatever one you put on there, you know, last, that's going to be the one that kind of is a lot more kind of visible. Okay, so let's see on these rocks right in here. Let's model those a little bit more. I'm not sure what color I want to go with, though. Let's go with a little bit of brownish gray and here. I think I did use a brownish gray on here already. I can kind of see it. Oh, let's go with a little bit of green on the cacti too. Let's go with the same green that we applied down in that water, or one of them at least. Okay, now this saguaro cacti are, you know, they're fairly dark, but I did leave some room in there for some additional color. I'm going to put some of this green down on this rock as well. Okay, so just like the last piece, let's illuminate some of these areas in here with a little bit of paint pen work, a little bit of detailing. So I'm putting this right in the crest of some of these waves. And that really stands out quite a bit, so I'm going to be... I'll apply it pretty sparsely. I want it to stand out, but I don't want it to just, be too kind of... I don't want it to be like so loud of a, a contrast or element in the scene. So sometimes I just do little tiny dots. Or I'll do a little bit of line, and then I'll trail it off with a few little dots. It just makes the, it kind of animates the waves a little bit more. What I was doing with these tones like this in the waves down here is under the crest of the wave, I was adding a little bit of shadow. So on the top of the wave, I'm adding a little bit of a highlight, okay? That's kind of the opposite or, complementary part of it. Okay, so that's it down there. So those little waves like that rolling in. All right, so anyways, a couple finished pieces right here. A little bit of a colored pencil and white paint pen, a little bit of alcohol inks and white paint pen. Colored pencil and paint pens and not glitter. Glitter ended up on there. Oh, and white pigment ink in here, giving it that little bit of a diffusion and kind of morning mist or something like that. And this one right here is glitter, paint pen, and a lot of colored pencils. So really fun stuff. So Nature Sets number 31 and 32, the Desert series. Having fun with that. And really enjoying the process and what we can come up with that. Okay, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks as always for tuning in to the Stampscapes channel.